Okay, Shalom. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our power, Yahweh is one. Shema Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Allahayna, Yahweh Khad. All right, we're in the third Aliyah of Shemini, Shamyanya, which is going to be Leviticus chapter 9, verse 24, through Leviticus chapter 10, verse 11. All right, and on this, we're going to be dealing with the judgment of the Most High. All right, on for simple, for something that seems simple, but just was flat out disobedience. Okay, we're going to see. All right, so once again, today is the fourth day of the week, of the 7-day week. It's the 22nd day of the 13th month, and we have 9 more nights until we enter the first month of the year, which is going to be Abib or Nisan. And we have 22 more nights and 22 afternoons until we reach Passover ceremony. And we have 23 more nights until we reach the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And remember, these are the commandments and the laws of Yahweh. And we should be familiar with a lot of the concepts that we read about in the law, and that we are, learning from the law, because each thing shows us something about the Most High, about Yahweh. And if you don't understand, and if you don't pay attention to the details, you can get lost. There's something new to learn about Yahweh and about his commandments every time you open up this book, and every single verse, every syllable. All right, there's always something new to learn. So we're going to get started with chapter 9 of Avikara, Wayakwara'a, which is Leviticus chapter 9, verse 24. And fire went forth before Yahweh and consumed the burnt offering and the fat upon the altar. And all the people saw, sang praises, and fell upon their faces. So now remember that they got set in their office, they did their sacrifices, and they had to be in there for 7 days, Aaron and his sons. And then they offered sacrifices up for the people. They blessed the people, and then Yahweh's glory. Everybody saw his glory. So everybody saw the glory of the Most High, the glory of Yahweh. All right. So they were doing the sacrifice. So Yahweh, the fire came down. And when the fire came down, Yahweh was consuming the sacrifices, because he was happy with the sacrifices. All right. Yahweh was happy with the sacrifices. All right. And the people, everybody sang songs to the Most High. So Yahweh does not have a problem with singing. He doesn't have a problem with you saying you want to sing some songs to him. All right. Remember, David was a master musician. All right. David was a master musician. Okay. So the fat got burnt up. All right. The songs were being sung, sang praises, and they fell upon their faces. Okay. Now the fact that they singing songs, that kind of shows you how they had some kind of a oral, tradition of songs that they would sing, because everybody knew this. Most of the people, a lot of people had to know this this song. Okay. Most of the people wanted to know. Most of the people knew this song. So that says a lot between the lines, that we had like a tradition of singing songs the same as we do now, and the same as a lot of old cultures did. But we don't really have that as strong as we did, because a lot of our songs now are post-slavery or during slavery, you know. All right. All right, so let's continue on. Kala Shadal the body Yahweh na Aishawa na Shemai. All that Yahweh has said, what we do in here. After we finish reading each chapter, we need to say that, because we're responsible for what we read now, and we telling Yahweh that we're gonna do everything. We're telling ourselves and each other that everything Yahweh said, we're gonna do it and we're gonna hear it. All right. Leviticus chapter 10, verse 1. All right. It says, and Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, each took his pan, put fire in them, and placed incense upon it. And they brought before Yahweh a foreign fire, which he had not commanded them. Okay, which he had not commanded them. So whatever the prescribed manner was for them to do this incense before the Most High, send that smoke up, smells good from the incense. All right. They didn't do it that way. They did it another way. All right. They did it another way. Now let's read verse 2. And the fire went forth from before Yahweh and consumed them, and they died before Yahweh. So Yahweh burnt them. He burnt them alive. He burnt them to death. They were burned alive because they didn't follow the instructions that Yahweh gave them about who and how and what and when to offer this incense before him. Then Mashah said to Aaron, this is what Yahweh spoke when he said, I will be sanctified through those near to me, and before all the people I will be glorified. And Aaron was silent. Meaning what? I will be sanctified, I will be glorified, meaning I'm going to show you my power. And everybody's going to know that he is Yahweh. Verse 4. And Mashah summoned Mishael and Elzaphan. All right. Mayasha'al and Alatzapawan. Right. God of the north. Right. Alatzapawan. The sons of Aharon's uncle, Uzziel. The sons of Aharon's uncle, Uzziel. And said to them, draw near, carry your kinsmen from within the sanctuary to the outside of the camp. So take these people that just passed on, take them out of the camp, and have to dispose of the bodies now. So they approached and carried them with their tunics to the outside of the camp, as Mashah had spoken. Let's check out what happened. And Mashah said to Aaron and to Eleazar and to Ithamar his sons, do not leave your heads unshorn. Now, this could be either uncovered or don't cut your hair off as a sign of mourning. And do not rend your garments, so that you shall not die unless he be angry with the entire community. All right. With Kal Ha'idah, all the congregation. But your brothers, the entire house of Yasha'Allah, shall bewail the conflagration that Yahweh has burned. So they can mourn about it, but not you. You got a job to do in your office as the priests. They had a job to do. And do not go out of the entrance of the tent of meeting, lest ye die. Because Yahweh's anointing oil is upon you. And they did according to Mashah's orders. Right? So he said, don't mourn for them. Keep your garments on. Don't leave the tent of meeting, or I'm gonna kill you, what Yahweh was saying. And Yahweh spoke to Aharon, saying, do not drink wine that will lead to intoxication, neither you nor your sons with you, when you go into the tent of meeting, so that you shall not die. This is an eternal statute for your generations. All right, so Most High said, do not deal with wine. All right. When you're dealing with that office as the priest. All right, so it wasn't for them to just sit back, and getting tipsy off of drinking wine. All right, this is talking about these Levites that were the priests before the Most High. Don't drink wine. So we can learn from this that they couldn't just drink wine whenever they wanted to. Number one. Now the Most High is going to give us something else to distinguish between holy and profane and between unclean and clean. Okay, well, when you're at the temple, the tent of meeting, you know what's clean and unclean and profane and holy. So why is he saying that there? Because once you start to drink and you start to go into or towards your office, a lot of stuff between point A and point B can happen. And your judgment is clouded. Your judgment is blurry now between clean and unclean, right? That Gentile woman may start to look good and thick to you now. All right? That you go into a restaurant, that filet mignon with that bacon wrapped around it may look good to you. Once you are not sober-minded. That job on the Sabbath looks good to you now if you're not sober-minded in Yahweh. You see that? That intoxication goes to a lot of different things. So you can't make a distinction anymore between holy and profane and between clean and unclean once you start to get what? Once you start to get intoxicated. All right? A lot of y'all brothers are intoxicated with power or the quest for power. And mostly everybody on Facebook is intoxicated with attention. They want the attention. All right, everything that's happening. All right, what type of milk? Goat milk or cow milk. All right. Picture your apple you ever see an apple so beautiful and you post it? Which Facebook is to share, but a lot of people are intoxicated from the attention. So these priests were not supposed to drink wine. Okay. All right. Don't drink the wine that can get you drunk when you go into the tent of meeting, meaning when you go into this this place to meet the Most High, to deal with righteousness. Okay? Al-Ahal Mawa'id. All right? So you couldn't deal with that. All right, so now you got to be able to distinguish between the holy and profane. I don't know why I keep saying profane. Holy and profane and unclean and clean. And what else? To instruct the children of Yasharallah regarding all the statutes which Yahweh has spoken to them through Mashah. So what? If you are intoxicated, you shouldn't be instructing people regarding the statutes of the Most High. You shouldn't be speaking about things that are holy and things that are clean, or trying to teach the difference between holy and profane and clean and unclean. You shouldn't be trying to teach people judgments and statutes about the laws of Yahweh if you are intoxicated. So this is what we can get from this right here, right? So you have to put all of your, your vices and things of that nature to the side, and be sober minded when you're dealing in the work of Yahweh. Be sober minded, meaning don't let anything, anybody, any desire block your brain, block your spirit from dealing righteously and upright before the Most High. And don't rush it. I want to hurry up and get through this. We got brothers that want to hurry up and get off the important phone calls because their wife is waiting on them, because they got to get up to go to work, or because they want to go eat dinner. You see, that's an intoxication, because you're not totally sober-minded to perform your duty and task in that spiritual office. So you guys might have to step back and reevaluate the situation and say, hey, what am I in this for? Am I in it for others, or am I in it for me? Am I in it for what I can and can't do? Am I in it for my convenience, or am I in it for the convenience of other people to help them? So that's what we see right here, is that they couldn't be saying, well, you know what, I'm going to go ahead out and I'm going to have me a drink before I go do my job as the Levite. Okay? So now that wine, that alcohol goes right into the death of these brothers. So they had to be, what made them come in their brains and say, you know what, I'm going to offer right here a foreign fire. All right? I'm going to offer up this strange fire before Yahweh. This little incense they got going on. And their censers. And Yahweh said, you know what? Fire went forth and consumed them. So the fire consumed them. Okay? The fire just burnt them up. Then the men had to come and get those burnt bodies and take those burnt bodies outside of the camp. All right? So what made them do something like that? You know, what made them get out of line with the Most High and do that? You know? But it happened, and we learn from it, and we move forward. All right, so that's the end of the Torah portion for this Aliyah, for this this fourth day of the 7-day week on the 22nd day of the 13th month. We have 9 more days until we reach the first month of the year. And in 22 more nights and afternoons, we're going to be in Pesach. And in 23 more nights, we're going to be in the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right? So this is your student, your brother, your elder, Zaquan Shapat Parazah, Elder Judge Parazah, with Banya Yasha Allah, and the elder diplomat to the diaspora and the house of Israel for Masharah Yasha Allah. All right. So all praise to the Most High. Bashem Hamashiach Yahweh. Much love to you all. Yabadaka Kam Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. Shalom Lakam.